In today's video, I'm sharing 5 really critical health secrets for women over 40. I'm so excited, ladies, to share these 5 tips with you because they will literally change your life. If you're ready to supercharge your health and wellness, let's kick off today's video. 40 is the new 20. If you've heard that frequently, you might roll your eyes, especially if you're a woman over 40 like myself, where you're like, no, it's not the new 20. And I don't want to repeat my 20s. Today, I'm going to share with you some health secrets that are going to help support your overall well-being during this really pivotal decade. In our 40s is when a lot of times our history and our lifestyle catches up with us. And it's when we begin to see and notice some really important and unfortunately impactful symptom-wise hormonal imbalances within our body. So these 5 tips are going to cover all the different ways for you to improve your energy, increase your bone density, enhance and support and rev up your metabolic process, i.e. weight loss, and blood sugar balance. We're also going to address stress management from a biochemical neuroendocrine perspective. And these 5 tips also help support our gut health, which is really critical for our gut-brain connection, our gut-thyroid connection, our gut hormone, and gut-heart health. And this also will have great benefits on anti-aging. So if you're looking to turn back the hands of time, these tips are going to be helpful. But most importantly, they will greatly support you in the next series of decades that we will be living through. So tip number 1 is to introduce progesterone into your daily life. Now, this is something where I want to make sure that you're having labs routinely drawn where we're evaluating your estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, thyroid levels, vitamin D levels, the whole full female hormone panel that's really critical for us in our 40s. Natural plant-based progesterone in a cream form can be extremely powerful at slowing down perimenopausal symptoms, and daily progesterone consumption will also set up the right building blocks so we breeze through menopause, avoiding common symptoms like hot flashes, night sweats, irritability, all of those things that we're really wanting to avoid. By adding in our 40s progesterone cream, we level the imbalances between estrogen and progesterone that tend to really get widened in our 40s. I'll provide a link down below to the progesterone I use daily and I recommend for my patients. Number 2 is optimizing your sleep, ladies. Now I know, believe me, I know sometimes this is one of those things like, okay, great, yay, sleep well, but how do you do it? I want to give you some tips and tools to optimize your sleep. Optimizing your sleep means having long, undisturbed, restorative, rejuvenative sleep. It does not mean going to bed late and waking up early, and it doesn't mean waking up throughout the evening or early morning, and it doesn't mean having difficulty going to sleep, and it also doesn't mean waking up unrefreshed and feeling tired and fatigued. If you can check those boxes to, I wake up feeling fatigued, I'm waking up in the middle of the night between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m., I have the racy brain thing happening where I feel like my body's really tired at night, but I just can't get to sleep. I'm going to share with you some tips and resources I provide every day to my female patients in their 40s to help optimize their sleep. And if you want a more detailed, in-depth kind of optimize your sleep guide, I have that available for free for you. You can download in the description box below. To help optimize your sleep, I want you to consider number 1, taking or adding in a melatonin to your evening routine. If you haven't done this, sometimes in a 6-week period of time, it's enough to change your circadian rhythm, meaning it helps you recalibrate that whole sleep cycle. And if you aren't sure where your melatonin levels are, or maybe you've taken melatonin for a while, we need to optimize those levels, and so testing isn't a bad idea. it's a neurotransmitter, so there's a test actually that I have patients where we run neurotransmitter tests to evaluate the melatonin levels. Most of the time I see in my clinical practice, female patients in their 40s, we have just metabolically reduction in our melatonin levels. So increasing melatonin not only will help us sleep better, but it actually has other benefits like improving your mood, it also improves your immune state, and it's even been clinically researched regarding this pandemic. So melatonin is really critical. The second thing that I recommend for patients is to reach for a specific homeopathic-based magnesium and valerian combo. This is a product that we sell in my clinic. It's called Formula 303. This is by a very specialized lab. I tell you what, this is a game changer. I love getting emails from patients who are like, I just started Formula 303 and last night, dose number 1, I had the best sleep of my whole entire life. And if you're like me, I'm in my early 40s, I'm 43, and it sometimes feels like I haven't been able to sleep naturally very well in an optimized form since before I was pregnant. It's like everything got all messed up. And if you're a mom, you can totally relate to that. Sleep changes occur in our 40s and they're highly influenced by our hormones. So adding that progesterone will also help calm the central nervous system down, relax our muscles, which is what Formula 303 does. It is my natural homeopathic sleep enhancer and a natural muscle relaxer. When I take it, I get awesome sleep. And ever since I had Gabriel, I can hear anything. I can hear a pin drop 4 rooms away, and I can hear our neighbors enter their house. I mean, it is insane. So sleeping optimally is really critical. And don't forget to check the link down below where you can get my Optimize Your Sleep guide. There are a whole bunch of other really critical tips that I find very helpful and impactful. Tip number 3, ladies, is to reach for a clean, multifaceted, multi-collagen. And this might be something you've heard like collagen, but I'm talking about a multi-collagen that has 5 of the core critical collagen proteins and collagen peptides in an assortment of forms and sizes that will greatly enhance your youthfulness, help support bone remineralization, which ding, 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 for us in our 40s, we have to think about our bones. We have to think about preventing osteopenia. That tends to set in our 40s, even though we routinely don't get DEXA scans until we're 50 or 60. Postmenopausal, now is the time to support your bones. Collagen can do that. Collagen can also have great anti-aging superficial properties. That tends to be what it's known for. But there's internal healing and internal bolstering of our youthfulness and our cellular rejuvenation, as well as the strengthening of our muscles, our soft tissue, and our joints. We will notice a full body effect when you take a multi-collagen. I'm gonna reference Organics, their clean collagen. I take this daily. I'm going to post a video here. There'll be a link down in the description box below where I detail about the 5 collagens, the breakdown of what they do, all the benefits, and really for women, some of the things that we have to be conscious of in our 40s is our heart health. Certain collagen types and forms can support our vascular and our heart wall, our aorta wall. It strengthens our heart and cardiovascular channels, small and large. And it can help rejuvenate bone, the remineralization. It can help heal the gut, leaky gut imbalances. We notice a lot of different changes in terms of it helps support your hair density, the shiny, silkier hair, more abundant hair. It also will help our nails grow faster and stronger. It can minimize hair loss, and it can greatly decrease wrinkles and fine lines, not just on our face, but we notice an overall plumping, youthfulness, an enhancement of our natural collagen. By consuming an assortment of synergistic collagens, you get the max benefit of adding collagen to your daily life. It's phenomenal. And if you experience any bone or skin imbalances, this is really critical. Number 4, ladies, is make sure you're optimizing your vitamin D3 intake daily. And when I say optimized, it means I want you to take the max quantity, the max dosage that helps you achieve not just low range or moderate range, but optimal, higher than usually what you're going to hear your doctor say is normal, like 84 to 105, sometimes 110, depending on the person, age, and influences. Vitamin D3 is one of the core, substantial, foundational steroids. It's not a vitamin, it's a steroid. We need vitamin D3 to make hormones. We need vitamin D3 to help clear unhealthy cholesterol from our body. We need vitamin D3 in every single cell in our body. It is one of the only nutrients that every single cell in your body is receptive to. And that tells us from a biochemical perspective just how critically important vitamin D3 is. And I want you to take a look at all the different supplements that you're taking. If you are only taking 1,000 to 2,000 IUs, that's the dosage generally, or even 5,000 IUs, that tends not to be enough for us, especially if you experience autoimmune imbalances, gut imbalances. Maybe you have a low thyroid function, meaning T3, T4, which is manufactured in the liver, is imbalanced. Maybe you're also dealing with some bone density imbalances or even precancer cells or a case of cancer. Vitamin D3, this foundational steroid, is linked to a number of illnesses and diseases and disorders in our body. And it also plays a critical role in helping regulate and modulate your immune system. So when we're looking at our longevity as women in our 40s and beyond, we need to think about how to support our body so that our natural immune system can respond to cancer cells. D3 in an optimized form is really critical for lowering the risk of not only just cancer, but an assortment of other illnesses and diseases. And generally, I am recommending, based on labs for my patients, I'm recommending anywhere from 15,000 IUs all the way up to 50,000 IUs a day. I'll post in the description some of the vitamin D3 forms that I find most bioavailable and beneficial. And I hope you reassess your vitamin D3 if you're not taking it. It's an absolute must. Last and final, number 5, is to make a really critical fitness switch. Stop doing cardio and start doing muscle building exercises. And I know you're like, what? So here the music stopped for a lot of ladies because you're like, okay, no, I'm gaining weight. I'm seeing some changes in the way my clothes fit me. But I want to share with you what is really important here. Cardio tends to overwhelm the female body when we are just kind of going and going and going, and we're not seeing any of that metabolic influence that maybe cardio had in our 20s and our 30s. In your 40s, you have to get really serious with what I call passive metabolic efforts. Building muscle is a passive metabolic booster. It's also a passive way to enhance your bone density. It's also a passive way to strengthen your ligaments and your tendons. When we zero in on building muscle in our 40s, we see the net effect of that carry us through our 50s, our 60s, and our 70s. And in fact, women who build muscle in their 40s not only have greater bone density, we see they're better positioned in their 60s and 70s to have muscle mass. And that is something that prevents falls that might cause a fracture or an impairment that ends up landing women in ICUs or even rehab centers where there's high risk of infections. And I think a lot of us probably have had family members and loved ones have that situation where they did not have the muscle density and their bones were so brittle that a simple fall or even a twist broke their bone. We also see that strengthening of the joints, and that's really critical for an ease of movement. But overall, ladies, it's time to house in your storage closet any of those cardio-only fitness, exercise, equipment, or tools. You need to make a switch to weights, an assortment of weights, kettlebells, even using your own body weight is something that is impactful. So Plyo and Pilates and yoga that is active and you are literally holding your body weight in this flow of yoga, that is something that is absolutely essential. There's better, more impactful ways for you to exercise. And let's be honest, our time is often limited in our 40s. So I'm all about major impact and also getting residual, passive muscle and overall wellness benefits from those efforts. So I hope these 5 tips were helpful. I'm curious, comment down below which ones maybe you haven't heard about, which ones might you add in, and just overall let me know any questions you have. I think this might be a new series here coming up into the new year. As I'm 40, I talk a lot about being a 40-year-old female trying to be healthy and well, and I have a lot of patients in their 40s, just like many of you who watch me. So I'd love for this to build up a community of ladies where we can support ourselves and optimize our wellness, because this is a really unique intermediary age and decade that now's the time to really invest in all of it and really fortify our bodies so that the latter half of our lives are fully optimized. And that's always my wish. So thanks for tuning in. If you haven't, follow me here. I produce videos every week, and I'm really excited to share this content with you today. Have a great day.